Well, here she is. Hey, Chris, thanks very much, mate.
Hey, don't worry, you're welcome.
That's all good. Thank you for joining such
Oh, you're
short
welcome.
notice.
No, it's not like I wasn't doing anything, but no, you're welcome. I had no calls.
Okay, well, thank you anyway. So yes, so this is just to give everybody a bit of an overview of what this presentation's about. It's for helping me with my Open University module in change strategy and projects at work. I have to present to people, which is great fun. It's a fictional project aimed at delivering a finished service to a team such as the one that I currently work on with Dan and Chris and support from Luke. Yeah, and it's to improve the service that we provide to our customers and clients. So yes, so that's just a little preamble before I start into the actual presentation itself, because obviously, yes, it's all made up. So right, so yeah, thanks for joining me. I'm here to present the business case for the Standardized Technical Capture Framework, or the STC framework, as I've dubbed it. My subtitle on this is Structured Data Input, Accelerated Engineer Output. Something that we've seen a lot of recently, in that the information that we get given from customers leads to a lot of back and forth, which we want to try and cut down on. So, and the next slide. So, yeah, so the goal is to get better, more structured data into our system so that we can just action all these items straight away without any wasted time or effort. Yeah, it can take a lot of time throughout a week across several engineers to try and ease the information out of customers when they're not exactly forthcoming with contact numbers, with email addresses, with what the actual software is called, stuff that we see all the time. Yeah, and basically this project aims to cut that down and give us a much more efficient desk and support experience for them. So this is the sort of project roadmap that I've managed to put together. As you can see, we've got 6 phases. This would take place over, I believe it's 12 weeks, just off the top of my head, if it were to go ahead. We've got obviously phase 1, that's weeks 1 and 2. It's the baseline audit and discovery of what data we find that we're missing more often than not. Then phase 2 would be to go to the senior service delivery manager, and then the client stakeholders as well, to work out the best way forward to get them to provide the information to us and what they'd expect to be done automatically or to be picked up and just run with. Sorry. Yeah, and then we've got phase 3, which is the development and design of the framework, indicating mandatory fields. Yeah, just to make sure that we've got all the relevant data coming into our system straight away. So if it's for a piece of software, we want to know what the software is, where it's from, what version they want, and who needs to have it at the end of the day. And then obviously go into all the licensing bits and pieces after that. But yeah, as an initial option, that would be one of them. We got phase 4, which is testing and implementation. So I would propose that we test it with a single client so that we can ensure that the process works from start to finish over a 2-week, 3-week period. So we can gather data, make sure that it is being used, and then address any problems as and when they come up. Phase 5 is the measurement and evaluation. So after we've had that pilot timeframe, it would give us time to reflect and review all of those numbers and the cases that came in through that system and work out how we've improved and saved man hours on the project. And then phase 6 is to go through with that, make any changes that we need to, obviously going back to phases 4 and 5 if need be, but yeah, just make sure that everything is formally reviewed and signed off against the objectives specified. Sorry guys. Don't know why I'm so stressed. There's no reason for it. No reason. So the required investments from the company would be, yeah, in terms of a team, it'd be the project lead, which would be myself, the project sponsor, 5 support engineers, an account manager, eventually the sales and accounts management teams, client contacts, and a support engineer, team lead, or a line manager. Then, yeah, we just need a license and a laptop for it at the end of the day, because I'm fairly certain we could do it with just an off-the-shelf product such as Power Automate and with Microsoft Forms. And then the labor time of 213 hours is across all of those staff members that are internal to the company. So in terms of the client contacts, obviously we can't account for how long it takes for them to use the system. Not initially anyway, without them providing that information to us. Yeah, the only other investment that we need would be permissions and access to the ticketing software that we've got, so that I can pull the audits and the data so that we know what our baseline is for addressing this. So the benefits and risks of this are, improved support team efficiency. We can work on a request as soon as it comes in because we already have all the information. We can categorize it much faster because, again, we already have the information. There's no guessing what it is. There's no tickets coming through with issue, request, help, which we see on a fairly regular basis. The aim is for the forms to provide right first-time data entry for the targeted requests, because at the end of the day, if it's not right first time, we end up playing ping pong with emails and phone calls and trying to get to the bottom of it before we can even start the task. Obviously, the risks of this that I've tried to mitigate with the sub comments of having a pilot window with the customers, so that we can iron out any problems, we can make sure it all works. Scope creep would be hopefully mitigated by phase 2, where we get the alignment with stakeholders so that we know what it is we're building straight away, and we know where we're not going to be focusing, at least initially anyway. And then obviously the technical constraints to make sure that our software integrates with the form software and any emails that or APIs that it needs to integrate with as well. But I have some experience with Microsoft Forms, which is what I'd be proposing. And given that our ServiceNow software just accepts an email, it's pretty straightforward to get it to output an email and just send that through to us. At the end of the day, we'd be protecting the ability for us to keep costs down by giving our engineers more time to work on tasks rather than going back and forth with customers just trying to find information. Yeah, so structured data input, accelerated engineer output would be the tagline for the project as a whole. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Well done, Tom.
Well done.
Just a couple of questions to conclude, really. What would success look like? What would success look like, and how would you evaluate that? How would you put an actual figure on that?
So the way that I have defined success in my terms of reference document is a 25% reduction in cases that have a waiting info time on them.
Okay. Okay.
So if, for example, it takes somebody 4 hours to get back to us right now, I'd like to see that down to 3 hours.
Just one last thing, the feedback loop you sort of touched on, how would you ensure that any feedback was then repurposed and re-put into the improvement cycle of the project?
So the initial proposal is for 3 to 4 forms. So new starter, leaving requests, software requests, and equipment requests. So a fairly generic catch-all, but once we've got those 4 set up, if we need to make adjustments, amendments to any, we can quickly roll out using any of those as a basis to take further.
Cool. I'll pass over to someone else if they can ask any questions.
This QR code and Google link are live and relate to my Open Uni course, by the way. So if you could fill that in, there are questions regarding my presentation, not the content itself.
Yeah. Cool. Let me just. Stupid knobhead phone. It's not you, it's me. Yay! Bro. I don't have any questions about the presentation at all. I thought it was a really good presentation. I've got some feedback. If you want to do it on here or separately, completely up to you.
Completely whatever works. I think there are 10 questions and you just need to rate them 1 to 5, and then there are notes and constructive criticism on the form anyway. So if you need a moment just to type things up, that would be very helpful for me, because then I can refer back to it in future as well.
100%, absolutely. I was typing away while you were presenting, so I just want to say well done. Really, really good job presenting. And I'll fill this in for you.
Yeah. Anyone else? Happy?
I'm just asking. So, looking at this, it's really good, by the way. Have you thought about adoption at all? You know.
So going back to adoption, this is why we would test with one client first, and then once we've got that proof of concept that it can work, would be to liaise with the sales and the account management teams and try and get them to then upsell this as a feature to other clients and customers. So especially the ones where we have like a dedicated support desk team, as we have with our energy provider, we've got our restaurant chain and others.
Cool. Okay, that was my only question. I didn't get anything on adoption on it, so I was just wondering how you're planning to increase adoption.
Yeah, the presentation's quite high level, but I can share some extra information if that would help at all. I will have to just dig it out and email it across to you.
I'm happy with what you said, so I'm all good. But really good presentation.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Fine. That's all my questions, Your Honour.
Thank you. Dan, do you have anything at all, or are you all good?
No, I've got nothing from that. You gave me all the information that I'd need from an engineer's point of view. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
All good.
Very clear and concise. So thank you, Tom.
Well, it's because I hated doing it. This is why I'm technical and not somebody that presents very often at all.
Mate, honestly, if it makes you feel any better, it never gets any easier. It's always a day.
You're meant to make him feel better here, Chris. That doesn't make anyone feel better.
No, Chris is right. Like,
It doesn't get better, yeah.
No, as long as you know what you're talking about, it's still going to feel so daunting. But I've been presenting to people now for 10 years. And before every meeting, I'm like, and I fill myself with dread. But because I've prepared, like you prepared, and you mentioned you were talking.
Prepared.
No, but it was a clear and concise presentation, and you didn't just read from the screen. You clearly had notes. So
I do have notes, and I didn't read them either. So
well, that's the best state to be in, because then you know what you're talking about. It's not just regurgitating information. It's the best way to present anything.
I spend enough time on it, so
exactly.
One of the things I'll say as well, Tom, is I think if you were doing this presentation in a live environment, so say you had to do this presentation for a project we were working on for Venterra, you probably wouldn't have been as conscious as you are, because it's like a,
yeah,
you know, it's a staged meeting.
Yes,
you know,
like,
so
this is all
you read it,
all make believe.
yeah, and you have to think about what you're saying. Whereas in a live environment, if we were to jump on a call with Warren and Nico and go through this, you just get on with it.
Yeah, Venterra's your bread and butter, right? You could probably talk about it till the house comes down. When something's make believe, and there are so many different variables that you're like, am I touching enough on this? Do I need to go further on that? Then that's where it gets harder. You've actually done something harder than if you were going to Venterra
I get that aspect of it.
That. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's just very difficult, because it's like it's just been me typing away on this for a couple of months at this point, working on it and to get to this point. So yeah, but no, thank you very much. And now I can start my final assessment piece, because I've now done the presentation. So yay!
Brilliant. Fantastic.
Just a month more of grinding on this unit. So
fly by.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you haven't done yet, I can send the link out to you as well if you'd find that easier.
I've got it, I think.
Yeah,
it's cool.
It depends if you mind doing it on your phone. It doesn't capture email addresses, so yeah, you're all good on that front. I won't be sending you spammy emails or anything. So
no, don't be silly.
But yeah, no, thank you very much for your time, everybody.
Sure.
Yes, and I will let you know if I need anything else, I guess, but I shouldn't.
Perfect, man.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks,
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.